Welcome back to the Sound for More channel. It's Leo speaking. Today I have the pleasure to show you how you can modulate the note sequence inside SnakeBud using another AUv3 plugin. Before I continue, I would like to remind my viewers to subscribe as it helps with growing the channel. Thank you very much. Okay, we are inside AUM and I click on the plus sign and I create first a MIDI channel and then an audio channel. Then I choose as an audio source here, clicking on the plus sign, this extension here, which stands for the grand piano. So we now open it up, we connect it to the AUM keyboard, it sounds like this. Okay, so we close that and we hide the AUM keyboard. Next, we need to select a MIDI source to drive the grand piano, so we click on the plus sign here. Now we can search, of course, but we can browse through the plugins, but I prefer to scroll down, reveal the search bar here, and then search for SnakeBud like so. Okay, perfect. It is loaded. Now we make the connection. So we click here on the left-hand side and we choose SnakeBud as a MIDI source. Now there are two choices, as you already know, if you have seen the tutorial on SnakeBud. And we have a SCC output and also a normal output. We're going to choose the normal output for now. We open SnakeBud and we maximize the window. So you can see here we are on the note section of SnakeBud and we have a number of notes. Of course, we can click play now on the transport control of AUM. And we have the same note. Now, there is an option to randomize notes inside the SnakeBud. Underneath where it says randomize here, we can click on notes and it randomizes the notes. Okay, perfect. We have done that. We're not going to change any other settings from this instance of SnakeBud. Indeed, if you go on the settings here, we leave all the MIDI output channel, the MIDI in channel as they are. The scale, we leave it to major. And the key, we leave it to C, etc., etc. So we can also limit the randomizer. We are not going to touch anything for the purpose of the tutorial. So we're going to close this now. We're going to double click underneath here to reveal the option to add another audio source. And again, we are going to scroll down to reveal the search and we are going to search for SnakeBud again. Okay, and the reason that I'm using SnakeBud again is because it's another way to actually modulate itself. So I'm using an instance of SnakeBud to modulate the notes sequences of SnakeBud in the first instance. Okay, so in this case, I need to establish a connection between the two. So I go to the first one, I click on the left-hand side. And then I say, as a MIDI input, I'm going to choose the second instance of SnakeBud. And this time, I'm going to use CC output, okay? So I'm going to use the CC output message from the second instance of SnakeBud to drive a change in the note sequence of the first instance of SnakeBud, which of course will drive the notes which the grand piano plugin will play. So we open that second instance and we maximize it. Now, what I want to do is to first of all limit the number of steps, and I'll explain that in a moment. So I'll go on the step here and I'm going to disable the step which are available for the sequence like so. And I'm going to leave the first four enable, because that will give me the opportunity to have on the first three no changes for CC message. I will have a value of 0, and then on the last one I will put a value of 127. And when that is sent, it will force the other SnakeBud to actually randomize the sequence. Indeed, if I had less steps between them, it will change, it will fire the message of randomizing that note sequence too frequently. Also, I'm going to change the rate here to make sure that I have plenty of time. So I'm going to go down to the minimum, which is bar, or the maximum time, which is 1 bar. Next, I'm going to click here on MIDI CC. I'm going to set the first 3 to 0, and the last one, I'm going to set it to 127. So when this play, and it will go, as it goes through the first 3 steps, and it will send the CC messages 1, because it stays here underneath 1, and value will be 0 for the first 3, and when it gets to the fourth one, the value will be 127. The CC message, of course, is the number 1. Okay, perfect. Next, what we need to do is to click on the left-hand side here for SnakeBud. We click at the top here on the right-hand side of the name, okay? We go under MIDI controls here. We choose as a source here the second instance of SnakeBud, in this case SnakeBud here CC output. Okay, and then what we are going to do, we are going to again click on the same, go back to the controls, and we are going to scroll down until we'll find randomize notes. We click on the right hand side here. Now we can select the CC1 here, or we can do the learning. If we want to do the learning, we need to click play first, and then do the learning. Okay, in this case, of course, as you can see, when I press stop on the transport control, it closes the window, so I need to reopen it. But now, if you look, we have on randomized notes, we have channel 1, CC number 1. That is what we learned, which is coming from these instance of SnakeBud. Okay, so now we open SnakeBud, the first instance, and we click play. And you can see it has randomized, okay, when, of course, the second instance reaches that point. So let me open both instances so you see that a little bit better. That's the first, and this is the second one, okay. So I'm going to put them side by side, or better like this, actually, probably you can see a little bit better, okay. And you can see, go back to the beginning. So you can see that when it moves, when there is a transition from 0 to 127, it gets to this step, it randomizes, and also randomizes it again when it is transitioned back to the first 1, 0. So that is one way to actually do it. So you can use the second instance of SnakeBud to actually modulate the note sequence of the first instance. Okay. Of course, I didn't need this first step here to actually connect it to the second one because I already have that MIDI source. Like so, if I click play. So you see, it works anyway because I have set as a MIDI source, as a MIDI control here, the second instance of SnakeBud. But I've done it anyway at the beginning of the video in case you want to control any other parameters in a different way just through the output. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the short tutorial. It was a tutorial requested by one of the subscribers, and see you next time. Bye.